Things Podcast. Hey, Phantomaniacs! Welcome to the newest episode of the Needless Things Podcast, where we talk about toys, movies, music, and all manner of pop culture dorkery. I'm your host, Dave, and as has often been the case lately, I'm under a bit of a time crunch. Speaking of crunches, I just finished my DDP yoga workout for today. I had an Energy 2.0 and a Red Hot Core 2.0. I'm feeling great, but a little tired because after a 12-hour shift at work, to come home and do DDP yoga is extremely fulfilling, but also very, very tiring. But that's not why I'm in a time crunch. The reason is because at 8:15, I have an invitation to partake in WWE's rehearsal for their new Thunderdome presentation thing. They're going to have basically like hundreds of video screens in place of an audience. So at one point they had sent out, I'm on the WWE Fan Council, where you get sort of surveys and you talk about the programming and what you like, what you don't like, that kind of stuff. I don't think it's all that exclusive, but it is something that you had to be chosen and sign up for and do all this stuff, and you get some perks and stuff, and this was one of those things, is to be a part of this rehearsal. And at one point in the Fan Council sort of queries, they had presented all these different displays with like fans around the border of the screen. It was awful. They were all terrible. This, however, puts those screens in the actual auditorium where the events are happening. So it's like a virtual audience, but it's not interfering with your view of the action in any way. I think it has the potential to be a very cool alternative to having a live crowd. Obviously there are concerns about people behaving, but other than that, I think it's a really innovative and cool idea, and I'm excited to see how they execute it. So, in order to be ready for that in time, I got to get this thing in the can. And you know what? If I don't make it, I don't make it, because I've got to have this podcast ready to go for you guys. That being the case, let's go ahead and talk about a little bit of news. Okay, so this week it all pretty much qualifies as personal or site news, which I've decided qualifies as news, just because I like to use that little sting that you just heard. Okay, first news, going back to the DDP yoga really quickly, I am in my 24th week of DDP yoga, which is, gosh, that doesn't even seem right. That's 6 months. But that's about right. And I've seen huge results in the way my clothes fit, the way I feel. I've talked about it before on the show. But here is the true quantifiable result. I went to the doctor on Tuesday, and he cut I am on atorvastatin, which is a cholesterol controlling medication. I've been on it for, I think, 6 or 7 years now. My old doctor who prescribed it, when he told me you have high cholesterol, it's genetic, like, yes, you have a lousy diet, but this would have happened no matter what. And I said, well, what do I need to do? And at what point will I not have to take this anymore? Because I don't like putting foreign substances in my body, except for booze. That's fine. But like, I'm not big on medications and stuff. I don't even take ibuprofen unless I really, really have to. So I did not want to have to take this atorvastatin. And he said, oh, well, you're going to be taking it the rest of your life. And that was the end of it. Cut to now. Last year, we started going to a new family doctor, and he's big into diet and fitness without being pushy about it. He's very conversational and encouraging, and is probably a part of the reason that I started the DDP yoga, although the main reason was the Major Fitness Challenge put on by the Major Wrestling Figure Podcast. So I started the DDP yoga, and now went to the doctor Tuesday, and he has cut my dosage in half, from 20 milligrams a day to 10 milligrams a day. And he said that if I keep this up and continue with this program, with this diet that I've been maintaining for the past 6 months, that by the end of the year, I may not even have to take it anymore at all. As opposed to doctor number one, who said, oh, you just got to take it for the rest of your life. So there you go. And don't get me wrong, I liked doctor number one. I got along with that guy, but he was an old, stodgy dude. And this guy's not. And this is amazing news. And this is the kind of difference that, not just DDP yoga. This is the kind of difference that exercise and diet can make in your life, is I may be able to stop taking this medicine that is addressing one problem, but it's not good for your liver. There are other things that this is. It's like it's helping this problem greatly, but it's causing all of these other little problems that over time are going to build up. And I'd rather not take it if I don't have to. And DDP yoga is the shit. Okay. Moving along to other personal news, because you guys are so into that for your worldwide news here on Needless Things. I dropped Star Wars Black Series. I had to. There's too much other stuff. Marvel Legends, WWE Elites, the Super 7 Ninja Turtles, the G.I. Joe Classified, Vintage G.I. Joe that I'm now way into, all the NECA stuff. Like, it's too much. And for space concerns, for money concerns, for interest concerns, Star Wars Black Series was always kind of a tertiary thing for me anyway. I love the figures, don't get me wrong. But 3 3/4 inch is always going to be where my heart is with Star Wars. And I had to make a big decision. So I packed them all up and put them away, and I'm done with that. Again, I'm not going to sell them because I learned my lesson about that kind of thing, but they're in a tote in the storage room. And I got to maybe make some cuts in something else, and I'm not quite sure what yet. It's tough, but there's just too much cool stuff, and I can't get it all. And then the last bit of news, I want to make sure you go check out the Needless Things YouTube channel. I have been putting up 1 or 2 toy reviews a week of new toys. This week was the Mezco 112 Collective John Wick figure. Do a pretty extensive, I unbox it, I show you all the accessories, I talk about the figure, and then the other one was supposed to be Super 7's glow-in-the-dark Baxter Stockman from their Ultimate TMNT line, but I did a couple of extra little things with that video and was not able to put it together in time, so instead you get the freshest, newest video I think I've ever put up, aside from live unboxings in the Needless Things Podcast Facebook group, which if you're not part of that, you should join. But you do have to answer all 3 questions. So the other unboxing is the Mezco 112 Collective Harley Quinn, the comic book look that just recently shipped, and I received it Saturday, did the unboxing video Monday, because you got to do that stuff ASAP, because in the unlikely event there is an error or production problem or something else and you need a replacement, you got to get on that quick, because Mezco doesn't keep damaged stock or replacement stock or whatever you want to call it. They don't keep it around indefinitely. So you don't leave your 112s just sitting in the box forever. You need to take them out and investigate as soon as you can. All right, so there you go. I put over the stuff I need to put over. That is this week's news. And now, on to this week's show. I told you at the end of last week's episode that it was time for the new Needless Commentary. And August's Needless Commentary is Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. With Bill and Ted Face the Music coming out a week from today, we thought it was a great time to revisit the original film, especially now where I think we're all in need of some boundless optimism and some positivity and the general spirit of be excellent to each other and party on, which we have to party on as well as we can, and this movie absolutely holds up. It's a great time. We sat down, we watched it, we had a blast, we shared memories. You guys are really going to enjoy this one. So it's time. Grab your VHS, your DVD, your Blu-ray, whatever it is you've got. Hopefully you've got the Shout Factory Blu-ray, and if you don't, get it. Tons of bonus features, beautiful picture. That's what we watched. So put it in your player, and get ready to sit down with the Needless Things Irregulars and enjoy Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Welcome to the August Needless Commentary. I misspoke last time that this one was going to be Arian's pick. You guys are going to have to wait another month for whatever that gem ends up being. But whatever gem it is, it's probably
whatever Gary Busey selection.
Gary Busey versus butt lickers.
Whatever that gem is probably going to be on the end of a butt plug.
Also true.
But this month, no butt plugs, only excellence, because we're watching Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. This is the Shout Factory Blu-ray super duper release that included Bogus Journey. Does not include the cartoons, but we do have those upstairs. And it's beautiful transfer, but whatever version of the movie you're watching, go ahead and get ready to hit play and listen in as we share our thoughts and memories about this seminal, awesome, and pretty, for this time of year particularly, important movie. Because, I mean, lots and lots of Dragon Con related stuff come into play here. So
now more than ever.
Yes. Hit play in 3, 2, 1. So this was... It was a weird thing because I don't know that I was that excited about it when I was a kid. It was like I didn't have a feel for what it was until I actually saw it.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember the hype for it at all?
I don't remember.
I was way more hyped for the sequel than I was the original.
Yeah, definitely.
This was just something weird I came across and liked a whole lot.
Yeah, I don't remember that much before, like.
It's
1995.
It's a weird property because it's like, I don't know, Bill and Ted, they're like two rock and roll guys, and like, I don't know, for me they just always kind of felt like they were always there, but like, it's like, you know, I guess since I'm younger, like, they were always just kind of like iconic for me, but yeah, I remember, I remember being like into them immediately, but I still remember being like, I don't quite understand what the hell this is as a franchise, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't really remember there being...
It's a hard sell. I couldn't see a movie like this being made now.
No, although they are making a movie like this now, and it's the third one.
Well,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah, I know, an original film like this would be a weird proposition now.
So we're going to have Jane Weedlin in it too?
Jane Weedlin and Bernie Casey. Bernie Casey will not be in it, because he has passed away, sadly. As has George Carlin.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't... Maybe there were commercials on TV, because this is an Orion film, so at the time Orion was still kind of a genre powerhouse.
Yeah. It was around the same time they won a shit ton of Oscars for Silence of the Lambs. Was that Orion? I think it was Orion.
Sure, why not? If only we had a way to look it up.
Man.
But I remember having friends that were really excited about this. That got me. I'm not even going to say excited, but just wanting to see it. And I certainly didn't see it in the theater. It was a home video release, so I was probably 13 by the time I actually did see it. But once I did, it was great. Because these guys are so lovable. They're, believe it or not, for 1988 or 89 by the time I saw it, they were cool. They were cool guys dealing with high school problems, which high school seemed like it was going to be a much bigger problem than it really was.
Same with military school.
Military. Terrified of military school.
Yeah, like it was a real threat.
Although my dad was actually in the military, and military school actually was a looming threat for me. So
Fortunately, my parents were hippies, and they never threatened me with such. Like,
You would have been sent to hippie school.
yeah.
You would have to
That
learn how
sounds
to
worse.
brew patchouli
Yeah, I don't remember like what it was.
and raise goats.
Ugh.
Because I think this was what put Keanu Reeves on like the radar for me.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
definitely the first thing I saw him in. I didn't
yeah.
see, what was the River or something? What was his first thing?
He was in a few things before this, but like
He was in some kind of like dramatic teen thing. Go on and I'm going to look it up because now I need to know.
Say overload
But I-
their amps.
yeah, I mean, I think that I just like probably saw this on VHS, and like thought he was like totally magically babelicious, and I was like, oh my god, Keanu Reeves, because I think this is what started like my super crush on Keanu Reeves.
Which, like,
River's Edge.
having seen the previews for the new one,
Really? Nobody? River's Edge?
No, I got nothing.
Never heard of it.
Whoa!
But having seen the previews for the new one, it doesn't stretch my imagination to see Alex Winter still as Bill, but like it's weird seeing Keanu as Ted.
Well, I think
Yes.
because Alex Winter has done. I mean, he's had a good career, but he's not Keanu Reeves.
That's
you know?
completely the opposite for me because Keanu Reeves, to me, will always be Ted, even though he's, played Neo and John Wick and whatever else. Like,
Yeah.
he has always had that Ted element, whereas Alex Winters has done so much other weird, different stuff, from Idiot Box to Freak to all these documentaries he did. Have you seen that documentary he did on the dark web?
Yeah.
Like, knowing
Yeah, like-
that he's done all of that stuff, Alex Winter is a very different human to me now.
I don't know. He's always been. They've both always been Bill and Ted to me, but like he's always been Bill. Like I saw him in Lost Boys, and I'm like, oh my god,
It's Bill.
Like, it's
Yeah.
Bill. And whatever, anytime, anywhere, it's always like, oh my god, it's Bill.
But he's
and
super
for
evil.
a really long time, it was hard for me to see Keanu Reeves in anything and not have him be Ted.
I think that plagued him.
I'm sure it did. Honestly, until I sat down recently and watched all the John Wick movies at once, like 1, 2, and 3, and then I was like, okay, I'm now able to accept Keanu Reeves as like cool ass action guy and not like Ted playing cool ass
For
action
me,
guy.
like it was the Matrix that did it for me when it came out.
And the Matrix, like, the first one is awesome,
Yeah.
but it just, I couldn't really disconnect it from Bill and Ted because I think, like, we saw this when we were right at that age. Like, this movie
Yeah.
was like,
And there
Yeah.
still were a few moments, at least in the first Matrix, where he'd be like, "Whoa!"
Yeah.
Right.
I know
No, they
Kung
definitely
Fu. Like,
they definitely played off of the Tedness of
Yeah.
it all.
that's why I said, to me, he never left Ted behind. He has just shown that Ted can do other things.
yeah, Ted can kill people and,
Right. And no Kung Fu.
Well,
whatever he does in
I-
Matrix.
I mean,
And be an FBI agent.
real
And jump out
yeah.
of airplanes and
Yes.
surf.
Johnny
Which
Utah.
completely, I'm sorry, Point Break is Ted joins the FBI.
Yeah.
You know?
Which has to be our next Swayze.
Ted joins the FBI.
Oh, yeah, you're right. No, that's our...
Yeah, it has
That'll
to
be our January. Will be
Hell
Point
yeah.
Break because
I'm
it's
down with
that's
that.
a great
It is pretty great.
4 month away segue.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Ghost after that.
No.
No.
Ah.
I've never seen Ghost, and I don't ever want to see it. I've never seen it.
I don't know that song at all.
Yeah.
I don't know how it goes at all. What is the...
Did you start singing a hymn?
What is,
It's Unchained Melody.
what is the pottery song?
It's the name of the song.
I thought it was called the pottery song.
but it's
It's the Naked
Yeah.
Dead pottery
What?
song? I don't know.
I don't know.
How does it... Somebody in here has to know how it goes. Oh,
All I can
Oh.
think,
My
all I can
darling.
think of is
my darling.
I don't know.
I had the time of my
Oh,
life.
No, that's
Oh,
definitely
I
not
know.
the wrong Patrick
I
Swayze
know.
movie.
I'm saying that's all I can think of. I don't
You've
know.
lost that love and feeling.
that was
That's
last
Top
time.
Gun.
Yeah.
Oh, that love.
That Top Gun was way more gay than any Patrick Swayze movie, even the one about dancing.
Yes.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
There's
yeah, I knew
anything
that.
wrong
I mean,
I'll
it's more gay than most any movie. Really? Aside
True.
from maybe Bruno.
Slider is one of the.
Which, by the way, Bruno's
Slider
another
is
one.
one of the early
That was
cinematic.
We need to add
Let's
Bruno
say.
to the list.
Yeah.
Bruno.
But I think we determined that when we did Top Gun, that Top Gun is way gayer than any of the gay porns that any of us have ever seen.
Yes, which, what a list that is.
Lengthy.
Alright, so let's talk about
Girthy.
Missy here.
Oh. Yeah.
Missy,
Did you
married
say
to Bill's
girthy?
dad. Huh?
I did say girthy.
Sorry.
Girthy?
Yeah.
Whoa.
It's a
Moving
girthy.
on.
Hey, I've never heard anyone describe a list of movies as girthy.
Well,
But
Well, when you're talking about gay porn, I
Yeah.
guess that's the word.
Oh, sorry.
Girth Brooks.
Whoa.
Is that your gay porn name?
Oh, hell yeah.
God damn it.
So,
Which the listeners can't see, but Ryan, for reasons unbeknownst to anyone, has,
well, I mean, we know, but
has inflicted a mustache upon the world.
we just don't know why he did it so early.
I wanted to live in the mustache. I wanted to be the mustache.
You need to be part of it.
Yeah.
You need to embrace it.
The power of
so-
mustache.
Anyway, Bill and Ted.
Bill's got a hot mom.
Yeah.
Bill's got a hot mom married to, who's only, I think in this, she's only a couple of years older than them, like, within
Yeah.
the movie, because Ted says he asked her to prom.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
she's within 4 years of them.
And she knows their teacher.
Yes. She knows the
Apparently knows the teacher.
great, right,
Yeah,
the great
yeah.
Bernie Casey.
If you know what I'm saying,
Oh, yeah.
my dude. They got it on.
George Carlin, cooler than cool in this movie. Honestly, he holds the whole thing together. His presence and his coolness.
Gravitas, if you will.
Yes,
Yeah.
it sells everything, including this that is 100% Doctor Who.
Yeah. And actually, now that I think about this, the age that I was and all that, this would have been my first real experience with George Carlin. Because I was too young for his stand-up. So I think I knew who George Carlin was.
Sure.
This was
But-
back when Bill Cosby was viewed as safe for kids,
Yes.
He's
and
not
George
safe for
Carlin was not.
Different world. But I don't think that I think this was like my first time seeing like George Carlin do, you know, like in a movie or whatever.
I had a different experience because I got way into stand-up comedy at a young age. And
I did too. but
I
just
would
didn't get
sneak
into it.
and watch the like HBO comedy specials and
Yeah.
stuff on my own. So I had seen George Carlin, and his presence in this actually made me think this movie was going to be like way more dirty and grown up
Yeah.
than it was. Like, I remember thinking it was bizarre that this filthy guy was in this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. For whatever reason, like, I mostly, when I was younger, like, and I watched stand-up, it was, like, Eddie Murphy and Dennis Miller.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember having like Raw and Delirious on tape that like somebody had taped off of HBO.
Oh wait, real quick, I gotta point out this weird knockoff Madball at the foot of the bed here. What the heck is that thing? It looks vaguely familiar beyond just sort of looking like a Madball, and I hope I didn't miss taking a picture of it just
You
now.
You did.
They
because
don't
now
show it
it's
again,
just
do they?
all-
No, they show it one more time. They do show it one more time.
They're just getting boners for Missy right now.
But there's all kinds of, if you guys are watching this along with us, there's so many cool toys in this. There are army ants, one of those wooden dinosaur models, the Godzilla right there, that's
With the top.
I thought was the Shogun Warrior Godzilla, but I don't know that it is. Yeah, I don't know what that top hat thing is back
It
there.
looks
That's
like Kurt
horrifying.
Cobain.
It looks like something Alex Winter made.
Yeah, it looks like paper mache Abe Lincoln Kurt Cobain.
I've never heard those words put together before,
It kind of does.
but you're right.
Yeah.
I think I might have missed the knockoff Madball.
There it is. There's the top of its head.
Oh, maybe we'll get a shot of it as
They're totally going to do
oh,
it.
you
Ew.
can't quite see it.
Ah.
Oh, well. So, Dad's going for it in your own room. I'm not sure the age I saw this, I knew exactly what going for it meant.
I definitely did.
I think I did too, yeah.
Shut up, Ted.
Look how how cute Keanu Reeves was. Oh my goodness.
Well, both of them are just adorable.
They are.
But I was
a Keanu
surprised
fan,
when you said that. Oh, look, Dagwood. Weird. I was surprised when you said they were 24 because I honestly thought they were
like 19
under 21.
Yeah, I was.
Lady from Total Recall.
Yes.
It's true.
Yeah, her head's about to split open.
Yes. Gosh, that's another one for the list.
Hell yeah.
Get your ass to Moz.
Oh man, perfect movie.
Yeah, I thought they were like 18 too. I was surprised to find out that they were. I think they were 24 when they made this.
Well, it seemed reasonable to me that Keanu Reeves would have been born in like 1970. It seems like he would only be about 6 years or so older than me.
Yeah.
But in reality, he's like 10ish.
Yeah.
He
was born in 64 or 65.
In reality, he's. Wasn't he one of the ones that people were finding pictures of people from like the 1700s that looked like him or something?
Probably.
Yeah, he's probably some sort of immortal weirdo.
Yeah. But he's like a good immortal weirdo, so it's fine. He's like a force for good. He's a balance.
It's true.
He brings balance to the universe.
So, I don't know how this got by me for so long. Because I discovered Doctor Who when I was 7.
Yeah, I definitely discovered Doctor Who before this.
Was a fan when I was a kid. But I think this is how it got by me. This is a phone booth. Obviously inspired by Doctor Who's phone box. But I don't know that I really thought of the TARDIS as a phone box when I was younger.
Yeah, because that's not like a
It's not an American thing.
Yeah.
Like,
and you never see it as like a phone box. You see the outside, but you never see the inside as a phone box.
I don't know. It was just a big blue box to me, and I don't think it wasn't a real thing. Like, it almost seemed like something that had been made up.
The show, yeah.
So I didn't connect, even though it's time travel, I just didn't connect it until later in life.
Yeah, I've never really thought about that until today, honestly. Like, you mentioned it, and I was like, oh yeah, you're right, yeah. I mean, so yeah.
It didn't immediately occur to me, but like, it definitely, I think it, for me, it clicked like when you see them like going through like the circuits of time.
Right.
Yeah, which is pretty similar to the way that, yeah.
Well, and also the fact that in this movie, the future that is depicted is very different from the movie in Bogus Journey. But it totally looks like a Doctor Who set.
Oh, yeah.
Like, the costumes, the set, everything is straight out of, like, John Pertwee era Doctor Who.
I just think that, like,
all
a
it's
phone
missing
booth
is a
was like...
monster made out of carpets.
Yes, exactly.
Like, a phone booth was like a normal part of our lives.
Yeah, right.
Whereas
this is
the blue
weird
phone
now.
box
Not
was
so much
something-
anymore.
Not so much, no.
So I guess, the reason they changed it from, I mean, I may be understanding this wrong, but the reason that they changed it from the weird diamond thing into the phone box is probably so it would blend in with their time.
Right.
But they also don't give a shit. Like, they're just dropping it wherever.
What up? This is from the future. Fuck y'all.
I think the reason that they did it is to get that homage to Doctor Who in. I think that's really the only
I'm saying,
reason.
like, in
It's
universe.
correct.
But yeah, within the context of the film, yes. But yeah, they just drop it wherever they want.
Yeah.
Although,
And it was probably an easier prop for them to, like, just get
Move
into the phone
around,
booth.
yeah. what's funny is they didn't really, like, obviously this is something they fabricated, and they could have taken some liberties and made it a little bigger than an actual phone booth, but it's kind of, maybe it is. It might be a
It's
little
like
bigger.
life size and it has an umbrella on the top.
And then I think Bogus Journey, it's got a different thing on the top, right?
I don't remember.
It doesn't have the umbrella. It's got well, everything in Bogus Journey is a little more of a budget on that one.
Yeah.
I think this stuff looks pretty good. It holds up.
Mm-hmm.
For the time, it looked great.
I mean, this looks better than, like, the 90s CGI.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Like,
And I think it's because they kept it relatively simple.
yeah. Like, that entire sequence looked better than the entire Spawn movie.
I mean, I've had bowel movements that look better than the entire Spawn movie, so
Touché.
that's a low bar.
just saying, yeah, not bad for 88.
So we're our first stop. Okay, so this is my speculation is this is stock footage because there's no way they have all these extras just for Bill and Ted.
Yeah.
It's pure speculation. We don't play that shit.
I think it's pretty good.
That's got to be stock.
Well,
Yeah. Look at
the
it.
quality's different.
Yeah.
Right, and then this we
is
go
not.
to this is actually because there's our boy Napoleon,
Napoleon?
our Ziggy Pig.
He is a fucking delight in this movie.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah. Like, he and the Napoleon from Time Bandits are obviously the best Napoleons.
So,
Canon.
I, since Bogus Journey came out, I have owned both movies always. I've had them on VHS. I've always bought both of them. And when I watch one, I watch the other. I know you guys were saying that you didn't have quite the same connection that way.
Yeah, no, I absolutely have. I've watched this one like a bajillion times. This is like a staple of my childhood. And it may have been just like this one we owned and I didn't own Bogus Journey or something. You know, that's like how shit worked back then.
Yeah.
But yeah, this one I watch constantly, and I just don't have the fond memories of Bogus Journey. I do now. I was even talking about this after the first viewing. I was like, I want to go home and watch that again now.
I personally, Bogus Journey is more fun for me to watch. It also contains 100% more Faith No More, which is a huge advantage.
That is a factor, but it also contains 100% more Station,
which is terrible. Not a fan of Station at all. But I don't know. That one's just more fun to me. This one's great. It gets a ton of story in. It moves along really
great
well.
Pacing.
It slows down a little bit when they have to break everybody out of jail.
Well, like, to me, why I think I like this one better is because it's more of a wacky kids movie, almost. And, like, it focuses on the adventure all these people are having. Like, it's... If you asked a kid to, like, come up with a story, you could feasibly say that, like, this would be a story, like some 8 or 9-year-old would just...
Dude,
like,
let me just tell you right now,
Okay.
Bogus Journey is more likely to come out of a kid than this.
You think? I don't know.
I 100% think.
It's been a while since I've seen Bogus.
Yeah.
That blows my mind that you guys say that. That's crazy to me. Just William Sadler alone is worth the price of admission.
No, I'm not saying I don't like it.
I don't have anything against it. I just
haven't watched it as much.
Yeah, it didn't like get me like
More crazy toys. There's our wooden dinosaur model. The crazy what is that thing even
I don't
called?
know,
The
but it's like you
squeezy
squeeze
guy.
its body and its eyes and its ears pop out and it's fucking disturbing.
I think those are
Everybody
army
had one?
ants hanging from the ceiling, and there's a Klingon ship and a sectar and some random ass helicopter from like Leonard or something.
Yeah.
But look at the banana stuck in the lamp up there.
Oh, yeah, I didn't see that though.
That's
Oh my god,
that's a
my
fire
friend's
hazard.
house had that lamp thing that was like right up on the ceiling.
It's a fire hazard.
Yeah, it definitely
Yeah.
is. This is some good set decoration though,
Oh,
because
yeah.
it's not over the top. Like, it seems pretty reasonable.
Mm-hmm. It also feels very much like
Yeah,
all
Ted's-
of my friend's house in like,
Ted's
the
dad
late
is a
80s.
hard ass.
Yeah, perfectly.
Yeah, this well, both of the houses are very relatable. They feel like real houses. Like, it looks like they just went somewhere and shot.
It really does.
It doesn't look like a movie house or
yeah,
a
it looks
TV
like,
house.
oh, this is my cousin's house. We can shoot here. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, like this furniture, everything feels really familiar.
We used to have that same chair.
Deputy Van Halen.
Deputy Van Halen, dude. I mean, sir.
Guitar noodling.
I know, I wish we had that sound effect to play, because I would, like... I don't know. I don't want to do it with my mouth.
Oh, you should.
No.
Hey-o.
That's what she said.
Oh, she sure did.
Predictable. But still fun.
Yeah, I love that, like, The first half of this movie is wacky because it is Bill and Ted out of time, going into the past and like getting into all wacky kind of past adventures. And then the second half is taking all the people from the past and putting them in the mall and having like wacky mall adventures and wacky water slide adventures for Napoleon. And
I feel like
it's so simple and perfect.
Like the mall scenes, like everything to do with the mall. Like if it didn't have that, or if that wasn't so great, then I might agree that Bogus Journey is better.
Yeah, the mall
I'm not saying Bogus Journey is better, but I'm saying it's an essential part of watching this movie.
I don't know. I can totally watch just this just fine.
Well, I'm definitely gonna have to. I'm gonna have to rewatch it before the new one because I want to be fully primed for the new one.
Yeah, I'll probably do that.
Yeah.
You gonna prime your Bill and Ted pump?
Yes.
Yes.
I sure am.
If only they'd gone back into Blazing Saddles time, they could have helped save Rock Ridge.
That's true. They could have got Mungo.
Yes. Or they could have got the first African American sheriff in all of United States history.
It was
Sheriff
historically accurate.
Okay.
That was a documentary.
Ryan, you call that a lot of Disney references.
Oh
in this.
yeah. They mentioned the Hall of Presidents and they mentioned Frontierland, which are some kind of deep cuts for For
in the little known Disney property called, I believe it's Star Wars.
Yeah.
I
Star Wars?
think it makes sense though because they're in California.
Yeah,
So I'm guessing they're proximal to Disneyland.
probably.
So those are both pretty reasonable references for these guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, in this day and age, obviously Disney. It's weird to think of a time when Disney was not as omnipresent as it is now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But in 1988, Disney was still huge.
It was still big,
but it wasn't
like
everything.
it wasn't
They
like
didn't have
until they
everything.
had the Renaissance with their what was the first movie? Was it The Little Mermaid? They really brought them back.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they had like a really down period for a while.
But remember when we were kids, though, they had the Disney Sunday night movie.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I mean Disney was always present,
it just wasn't.
but it wasn't
it
the
wasn't
force.
Disney.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Frontierland,
It didn't
that's a pretty
own
good
fucking
pull.
everything.
But I guess
It didn't own the X-Men and Star Wars.
Well,
This is true.
Frontierland, I think, is kind of an everyman's reference to the Wild West.
Yeah.
There was a way to drop that in there, and again, since they're in California, like it makes sense.
Oh yeah. Totally.
I really love
I appreciate it.
this Billy the Kid.
Yeah.
Like, I love his costuming, the guy, because he's such a critical part of the whole thing, because he's the first one that just goes along with it.
Yeah.
He kind of holds their little group together.
He
He's
babysits
like, hey,
all
dude,
the other
let me
historical...
tell you.
What,
Let me
and
tell you
why,
what's
I have
going
no
on.
idea.
Yeah, they don't really give him any motivation. They're just doing it.
Well, he's like, you guys saved my life, so I guess we're going to go on a wacky
He's
adventure
basically
together.
their Chewbacca.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He owes them a life debt.
Yeah.
So he's going to get in their traveling craft and just follow them and handle whatever they need handled.
Although,
Including shooting in a high school auditorium
Yeah.
when
Which
needed.
Also, he's like, you saved my life, but he's also the reason that they realized they were cheating. Like, they are the reason that they got caught.
yeah,
Yeah.
like any more experienced poker players could have won Billy the Kid a lot of money,
Yeah.
and you wouldn't even had this silly bar fight.
Yeah, he's like, whoa, 3 aces, dude.
But knowing the reputation of Billy the Kid, this was going to end up this way anyway.
True. He is a ne'er-do-well.
That's right. Always out looking for trouble. And here they establish Waterloo. That's actually really solid writing.
Oh, yeah.
And they make another reference in the very beginning to water slides.
Yeah.
Because the future has a water slide.
Yeah,
in
yeah,
every
we've got the
pool or
best
something,
water
yeah.
parks all over, yeah.
It's like
Water
a pony in
sports?
every garage.
Water sports, big in the future.
Oh,
if you know what I'm
God.
saying.
Here's how my yucko. Here's how my
Away from
weird
Arian's anal corner.
pop culture brain works. is that scene right there made me want to watch Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Yeah,
Yeah, I can see that.
I'll allow it.
Shave and a haircut.
Two bits. Oh man, that movie.
We need to watch
masterpiece.
that movie.
Yeah, we do.
We've got a list of like
We've-
20 movies.
Yeah, we've got like the
for
next
this
3
one
years
tonight.
laid out, and that's not even including whatever weird shit Arian wants us to watch.
We're gonna watch the entire Cremaster cycle.
The what?
It's like this weird series
Cremaster?
of like
Who's Harry
horror
Crumb?
Cremaster. It's by this guy named Matthew Barney. Like, Watch.
2 first names. That's bad news.
yeah, like
Yeah, like
it's
Oh, like Ryan Howard?
yeah.
That
Whoever
guy's
that guy
a
is.
dick. One of the worst characters ever.
Yes. Not per people ever.
But yeah, then
So great.
here we have Socrates.
This set's awesome too, man. They
Mm-hmm.
like found some awesome spots to shoot this at if they didn't build all this.
Well,
it's probably like a backlot.
I would. The 2 things I want to do is, as soon as we wrap up, I want to listen to the commentary for this.
Yeah.
Because I don't think I ever have, and I don't know why. To find out where they shot all this stuff and how they put it all together. Like, did the availability of the sets
Dictate
Sort
what
of-
people. That,
right,
yeah, I can see
right,
that.
like dictate where they went and what they did.
That's really feasible. They could have been like, all right, we got a Grease set, we got a Wild West thing.
Right.
You know?
Because this was a very low budget film. That's
Doesn't
how
look
it
like
got made.
It does not appear low budget at all.
I'm
it looks great.
now on the trivia page for this movie on IMDb, so I'll be sprinkling in lots of interesting bits. But the one that immediately caught my eye, for years Keanu Reeves lamented that his epitaph would be "Here lies Keanu Reeves. He played Ted."
Well, and it's
Yeah.
sorry, buddy, but that's what you got.
Yeah.
It's not the worst one you could have.
No.
Real quick to call back to what you were saying about later on in the movie when they bring the people from the past into the future. I think that's actually one of the things. Like I said, this movie's jam-packed. There's so much story, and they really just run through it.
yeah.
I love that part so much that I want more of it. And there's almost a little bit of me that's disappointed there isn't more of that.
Like more of them getting each character.
Yeah, in
Yeah,
the
they-
present day, or in 1988.
They do really well. Like every time they go in the past, they're like, "Hey, I'm Bill. This is Ted. Come with us."
Right, it's kind
They
of, we
just
get
like, stick them in the
beat
in the
for
thing.
beat for beat, and then this really fun, crazy thing of these people dealing with 1988 that I want more of, and then they have to go do their stupid project.
Right.
And that scene seems so long to me, and it's awesome.
The project, yeah, it's good, but like the mall and the water park,
Yeah.
and,
That stuff's so fun,
and,
and
and Napoleon hanging out with Deacon.
it presents so many possibilities.
So originally, the plot was to have Bill and Ted visit and accidentally cause all of history's greatest tragedies, including the sinking of the Titanic and the crash of the Hindenburg.
God, that's dark.
I know.
Yeah.
That's like too dark for this movie.
Well, that's from the mind of the people who were originally pinning a sequel called Bill and Ted Go to Hell.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that was the original title of the sequel, and then the studio was like, "That's a little much, you guys."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's not like send the beloved characters to hell.
And that's how. Well, I mean, they did. They just didn't
Well-
call it that.
Yeah.
But that's how impactful this movie was on me and all of my friends. Is we were following along, as much as you could at the time. I guess through Starlog and whatever else. We were following along with the development of the sequel, like way into it, and we're aware that the sequel was going to be called Bill and Ted Go to Hell, and we're disappointed when they changed it.
Oh yeah.
Like, that was a thing, and there weren't a lot of movies or franchises that hooked us to that degree at that time.
Can we just for a second talk about Socrates and Billy the Kid playing football behind them.
Of course we can.
Yeah.
Nerf.
It's great. It's awesome.
Somehow Billy the
we
Kid
need
is teaching Socrates
How to...
to throw
Play
it. Like,
catch.
he would never have experienced a football.
No. Like,
You just had to assume they taught him that on the ride.
we need
Yeah.
we do need a Billy the Kid and Socrates spinoff.
Yes,
Yeah.
we do.
Well, okay, and that was one thing I was going to ask you guys. Do you, because I mentioned we've got the whole animated series upstairs, and I ordered it, and haven't even watched any of them yet. Do you guys remember that at all? Did you watch it at all?
Yeah,
Vaguely.
I have this, like, my childhood is, like, there's, like, a lot of things that I remember the animated series more. Because, like, I definitely watched the animated series a lot.
Right.
And it's the same with Toxic Avenger. Like, as I became an adult, I was like, I watched Toxic Avenger. I know all about it. I was like, I've never seen the movie. I watched the cartoon. But I never, So, yeah, this is definitely one where I watched the cartoon a lot.
Well, this is another one that came out when you were like an infant. So,
Well, yeah.
you know, it would have been.
Yes,
you would have caught up
true.
with this later. So
You
it
were-
could have been after.
Yeah.
Now, did this actually come... This came out in 88, right?
Came out in '89.
It was
Yeah.
89?
It was filmed
So
in
you were 2.
I was 2. Yes.
So
I don't know
but
when
the cartoon...
aired.
I think it was like 90 or
I
early 90s.
think the cartoon came out after Bogus Journey.
Yeah, probably. Because that would have been like... Because I remember watching it, like, obviously on TV. It's not like I was streaming it. So.
Right.
Yeah.
But I think you were still young even when the cartoon came out.
Well, yeah.
But I don't remember the cartoon at all. I don't think I was watching it at the time.
It may not
It came
be.
out in 90... Wait, that can't be right. I need my readers. I can't tell what this says. Is that 19... Oh, it's 1990.
Yeah, so you would have still been young when when
yeah.
that came out.
So it went from 90 to 91. But my question was, do you guys remember... Whoa! They actually voiced the cartoon.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that. George Carlin as well.
I did not know.
No, I remember watching the cartoon.
See, I don't remember
lot.
watching it or really being aware of it or anything. Wow, that's really wild.
I dug the... I still like the animation style, too.
So did they bring back all of the characters?
I think they made, like, cameos and shit. Like,
I mean, I would hope so.
yeah, because I seem to remember Napoleon on it and stuff.
Oh, wow, Tara Strong voiced one of the characters on it. That's cool. Deacon was on it. Bernie Casey reprised his role as Mr. Ryan. That's really interesting. Huh.
Oh, holy shit. Sean Penn and River Phoenix auditioned for the role of Bill.
Okay, so it looks to me like maybe the first...
Pauly Shore auditioned for the role of Ted. Can you imagine Pauly Shore and
Can
Sean
you imagine
Penn?
Sean Penn?
Wow, that would be really weird.
The worst movie ever.
He already did Spicoli. Could he really
true.
do this, too? Like, that really would have pigeonholed him.
So at some point in the animated series, different voice actors took over the roles of Bill and Ted and Rufus. I don't know if it was the second season or if maybe these guys just did it for the first, like for the pilot or something.
Yeah,
because
that's
that happens
possible.
sometimes.
Yeah.
But whatever the case, I don't really know anything about the cartoon, and my hope is that they get more adventures with the characters that are in this movie. When did Bogus Journey come out? Was that 91?
Checking. Yep, 91.
Okay, that's what I thought.
So they basically filmed it shortly after.
Yeah, I remember, like, Bill and Ted being the hottest shit for several years.
It was a big deal, and I mean, we definitely, quoted, dropped the lines all the time, and
Well, fuck, I still do.
tried to act, like these guys, which must have been horribly offensive to our parents. I can't even imagine.
My dad liked this, though. He took me to see Bogus Journey in the theater.
The only thing, I'm sure my dad has never even seen this movie. I'm sure the only response he would have had is like, Ted's dad should have sent him to military school.
Yeah, my dad was a huge fan of this series.
I think my parents were ambivalent. I don't know if they have opinions on Bill and Ted.
My mom has probably watched at least this one because she. I know she and my sister watched a lot of stuff together like this.
I'm sure my mom's seen it, but I'm also sure she didn't like it because my mom has no sense of humor. She's like one of the worst people in the world for that. Just no sense of humor.
My mom took me to see most of the movies I saw for the first, 10 or 11 years of my life. But by the time this came out, I was 12 or 13 and was just watching stuff with my friends. So this one wasn't one that we watched together.
Yeah, I can't remember. I know, I rented it, but I don't remember if I watched it with my dad or if I watched it with my friends.
It definitely, I know it definitely influenced me to, want to be, a fuck up, I guess. I don't know. I was like, man, it'd just be so cool to be, rock and roll.
But a fuck up with a heart of gold.
Exactly,
yeah.
And
it's a lovable fuck up. There's a difference.
But I was like, man, it's so cool. Even though they didn't know how to play their instruments, it's I want to be the guy in high school in a band that's cool and has long hair, and I was, so it worked out.
What's
I
funny
wasn't
to
cool.
me,
That part wasn't, but I was in a band and I had long hair. I didn't get the cool part.
one thing that always bugged me a little bit is they're clearly kind of metalhead guys. They mentioned Iron Maiden, which we went right past that part.
Yeah.
This movie is the reason I started listening to Iron Maiden. Because prior to this, for whatever reason, I thought Iron Maiden was some kind of old people music. I thought it was Led Zeppelin or something, which I understand. Yes, listeners, Led Zeppelin is great rock and roll, whatever your opinion
They actually
is there.
mentioned Led Zeppelin in this too.
But, I just didn't relate Iron Maiden to metal. And then they mentioned it, and I was like, oh, Iron Maiden, well, I gotta find out what that's all about. And I did. But what's funny is, they're really more metalheads, but all the music in the movie is
cheesy butt rock.
It's
prog thank
rock,
you.
yeah.
I was trying to find the right word for it.
I felt like they couldn't get the rights to a lot of the shit. Cause they talk about Van Halen and Bon Jovi and Poison and shit, which kind of means they're a little more leaning toward cock
Yeah, they
rock.
really are more.
But this was the age of the cock rock.
Well, I
though.
know, but I'm just saying I felt like they would have gotten probably Rat and some shit in here, but they probably didn't have the budget.
Yeah, I guess you're right. They're really not metalheads. They're really.
Iron Maiden's the heaviest band they mentioned.
Yeah, you're right.
They mentioned Ozzy Osbourne.
But to me, at the time, they seemed cooler than the music that's on the soundtrack of the movie.
Yeah,
Is this
yeah,
true?
for sure.
I mean, there's an Extreme song.
I think they like
Soundtrack.
anything with just some heavy guitar and shit like that.
Which
Guitar?
which
Guitar.
one is the extreme?
It's pretty extreme.
It's the one.
Is it the two heads are better than one?
No, it's the Do You Want to Play one that's playing at the mall. I'm pretty sure. That's
Yeah, the
Extreme.
two heads are better and one song's terrible.
Yes.
It's also it sounds like the chorus just over and over.
I was about to say it was the best song on the soundtrack, but I guess I won't say that now.
The conflict.
Well, it's just I don't know, it just sounds like it's just one line over and over and over again.
This
Well,
is
and-
not a
and
movie
maybe
that you're
the
digging
song-
for the soundtrack, though.
And it might be the case where I'm giving the song too much credit, because I feel like the actual version of the song could be pretty kick-ass. But what if it's that one song from Trick or Treat
Yeah.
that sounds really cool in the movie, but then you listen to the 6-minute version and it's literally the same verse over and over
Same
again?
30
and over
seconds
again.
over and
Oh
over
my
again.
gosh.
Yeah,
that
that was
fucking
terrible.
movie.
Okay. So the Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure soundtrack, we will mention that because they're currently on the Doctor Who set,
Yes.
talking to people who literally kind of look like Time Lords.
Yeah.
So we have Play With Me by Extreme, The Boys and Girls Are Doing It by Vital Signs, Not So Far Away by Glenn Burtnick,
Yeah, this is total fucking butt rock.
Dancing with a Gypsy by Tora Tora,
What?
Father Time by Shark Island, I Can't Break Away by Big Pig, Dangerous, also by Shark Island.
I didn't realize there's this many songs in the movie.
What?
Yeah.
Dude, there are a lot of songs in this movie. Walk Away by Brickin'.
Just
In-
brickin'.
In Time by Robbie Robb. That's ROBBI.
Wow.
And Two Heads Are Better Than One by Power Tool.
Power Tool.
Power
Sounds
Tool.
like Power Tool.
Jesus Christ.
We should have been able to just guess that band was called Power
Power
Tool.
Tool.
Yeah.
You really should have.
I
So-
love these outfits. These are like the most 80s future thing ever.
Yeah, absolutely.
If that makes sense.
They bought like 1,000 yards of that material.
Like that gray,
Yes.
whatever.
Which this, and I get it, they're on a budget. They cannot portray the fantastical future that Bogus Journey was able to portray.
Yeah.
But, like, this future looks fucking awful.
Looks boring. It
I-
looks
Very bleak.
dystopian.
Very bleak.
Yeah, I don't want to
Everyone lives
live
in a
here.
cave, a weird space cave with
Yeah, they live in
A
a space
tinfoil
cave and
space cave.
They all wear the same uniform and they all just like mindlessly
Monotone
strum a guitar in a slow, weird
Also,
way.
where did this video come from of them doing air guitar slow motion with trench coats on?
Who knows?
Yeah.
Future.
Yeah, they never really worked that in either.
Yeah.
But it's okay. It's
Yeah,
all fine.
Whatever.
It's fine.
Also, are those people like hooked to the wall by their butts?
They're floating. Have you noticed they
They
move?
are floating,
Yeah,
but it's like
I think they're using
And they're sitting above a fake fireplace.
they're using space farts.
yeah.
To
It just seems really
float.
butt related to me.
Yeah. Well, Arian, thoughts?
Yep.
Good answer.
That's butt
It's
related.
definitely butt stuff.
Definitely butts.
Can confirm. Floating through the means of flatulence.
So here we get the closest thing to conflict in this movie, really.
God.
Yeah,
the
because really,
Ziggy Pig.
Well, not this. This is just awesome.
yeah, this rules. I love how they put a little bib on.
And I love that the whole time Napoleon is just looking at people like, who the fuck is this motherfucker?
I almost wonder if this scene is in here because they loved the guy playing Napoleon so much they wanted to give him more.
Yeah, because it's unrelated to anything.
Right. It's
Yeah.
completely unnecessary.
But it does give him that little pin that goes above his medals.
Yes.
It says I'm a Ziggy
Yes.
Piggy.
So good.
And I definitely want a Ziggy Piggy pin.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm
But
sure
I
they're
love
out
how
there on
it goes
Etsy.
above. He's got a whole like breast full of medals.
Also, he clearly needed that bib. So good call.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. Think about that. I mean, the front of his uniform would look like Chris Farley dragged his ass up it.
Yeah.
I know, he's got a cream-colored uniform on, too. How does he even maintain that? Ziggy Piggy.
Ziggy Piggy.
Also, that's incredibly mean. Like,
It is!
getting in someone's
that was
face
the 80s for you.
and
Like,
snorting at 'em?
Yeah, that was a thing, dude.
Yeah.
Really?
Like,
Yeah.
that
dude,
was
dodgeball was like the fucking official sport of the 80s.
Yeah.
one of my earliest birthdays after we moved here to Atlanta. My parents took me to some ice cream parlor. I can't remember what it was called, but it was like some retro fancy place near like Lenox Mall or something. And it was like a big deal to go there. They took me there for my birthday, and I had nightmares for years because these people in little vests and like pinstripe shirts came out and sang like "Happy birthday, happy birthday." Oh, it's like really overdone.
Yeah.
And were like in my face. That was a thing. Like you
Yeah.
could go to places and the workers would be in your fucking face that way.
Telling
Yeah.
you you're fat ass.
Hey, right.
We don't need that.
I wish if I could get my mom on the phone right. What time is it?
It's like 10.
Oh yeah, no, she's asleep. If I could get her on the phone, she could definitely tell me what the ice cream place was because we have discussed this nightmarish memory before. And I feel bad for her because she thought it was going to be this like great big treat to go to this special
Yeah.
ice cream place, and it was just horror for me. And it was not. I did not get a Ziggy Pig button.
No.
And for the listeners, if any of you remember this like old school Atlanta ice cream place from, I want to say Carson's, but that's not right. From like the early 80s.
Beats me.
It was a big deal.
It would have been before I was in the South.
I love that he feels the need to like
Yeah.
close it out. Let's close it out.
Thank
yeah,
you,
he's
Chef
like,
Ray.
we just kidnapped this guy. Have a good day.
Yeah.
That's my
I have no
crutch.
idea what's going on. I speak Latin.
Little Miss Rock and Roll, Jane Wheatland.
So cute.
Very, very cute. Still
She's
very, very cute.
adorable. Yeah.
A courageous crusader for human rights.
Yes.
But here, just an adorable pile of big brown eyes.
Also true.
Actual brown eyes, Arian, not
Not
what you're
Just
thinking.
Pile
Hey,
of
I was
brown
the one who
eyes.
took it there.
No, you were already there.
Trying to preempt me.
it's a preemptive
Fucking
brown eye.
gimmick infringement. What this shit is.
And then this gentleman who was in like every 80s movie that needed an Asian badass.
Yes.
It's true.
He is the bad guy in many, many movies.
Yeah, he's, or at the very least, like a heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he really gets to shine in this one. I had actually
Yeah.
forgotten. Even
He's hysterical.
He tortures Mel Gibson in Lethal Weapon.
he has pistols in. Wait, now I want to make sure of it before I say it.
He was in Die Hard.
Because I wanted to say he's the guy with the pistols in Big Trouble in Little China, but now I want to verify it, even though I already said it.
Possibly. Candygram. Candygram for Mongo.
Abraham Lincoln, you're lucky that wasn't a giant shark.
They're just lucky they didn't go after Abraham Lincoln because they would have had to deal with the Secret Service.
I like how right now they can't fit in it, but then like the next time they travel, they all fit in it somehow.
It's just science.
Yeah, it's just about the way it's about how you stack them. The umbrella's broken. It's fucking everything up.
Good job, guys.
How did it get broken? Did they ever
When
say-
they were escaping medieval,
Oh,
medieval.
yeah. Medieval,
not medieval times,
Medieval, just medieval.
just medieval.
Yes, Al Long is
Same
in
dude.
Big Trouble in Little China, and They Live.
There you
nice.
go.
I love this one, Napoleon's
Oh,
cheating.
God, yes.
Yeah, you know what? I never even really put this together, but he's probably my favorite character in this movie. He is awesome.
He is a highlight. And he's almost got, because, he pantomimes everything, he's almost got like a weird Mr. Bean thing.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
less zany.
Yeah.
he does.
But there's definitely like a Mr. Bean thing going on with this
You're
guy.
right. He has to, I mean, he has lines, but they're in French, so
Yes.
he's not really conveying anything.
So
So
subtitles just say speaking French.
So he has to be big with
Except for when
everything he
says
does.
Shit, shit, shit.
Yeah,
That's the only
yeah.
shot. That's the only shot.
Shit,
Yeah.
shit. Which is, I believe, the only profanity in the film.
Yeah.
I'm
Yes.
sorry. I love this scene so much.
That's
pretty good.
great. He's awesome.
He just charges this guy.
Buddy? Buddy?
But I also love the fact that Napoleon doesn't think it's weird that he's in this weird world.
Well, that's what makes it so great. Is
Yeah.
he's just handling it.
He's
Yeah.
just like, I guess I go bowling now.
Right.
He's just chewing this dude out.
What now? Well, I
Where-
go to Waterloo.
Wait, yeah, but like,
Because
what
it's
did,
a word I recognize.
what did he do, like, for that night? What do we think he did? Because Waterloo is the next day.
Right.
Oh yeah.
So, like, where did he spend the night? Did he, like, find some hookers or something?
I would imagine,
Yes.
he probably found a deacon.
Later, lady of the night.
Yeah, he probably found a whorehouse
Just like,
and traded some
just
of
like
his medals
Beetlejuice
or
in
something
the mullet,
for some
in
poon.
the model.
We've got some Ted's bag of holding, which had a Nerf football.
Yeah.
Okay, not only does it have these cans of chocolate pudding, which cans of chocolate pudding, gross.
Yeah.
Tons of chewing gum of different flavors.
A lot of chewing gum.
And then
Way too
later
much.
on,
During the
everybody
presentation.
in the high school auditorium is eating cans of chocolate pudding.
It's true.
Presumably from Ted's bag of holding.
And the textbook is in there, the history
Yes,
textbook.
the books are in there. Lots of stuff going on in that book bag. It's actually a little disappointing
It's
to me.
just really convenient for, storytelling.
Watching this now, it's a little disappointing to me that NECA's Ted figure didn't come with that backpack.
Yeah, it should have.
Because it's a pretty critical part of the story.
A lot of shit would have happened.
Yeah. And it should have come
I
with
just
some little...
noticed that the caveman has bubble
Has
gum.
bubble gum,
Yeah.
right. Yeah,
I
I
didn't
saw that
notice that.
before. I don't know what's up with that exactly.
Somebody spat theirs out.
I feel like there are two... Watching this through this time, there are two parts where I think maybe something got cut out.
Yeah.
Right there with the cavemen.
Yeah, there's a deleted scene somewhere in there.
And later on in the mall, after Sigmund Freud's corn dog droops, a couple of kids walk up behind him, like with intent. And I feel like there might be a scene there where something happened
Yeah.
that didn't make it in.
Also, maybe the trash can thing, 'cause that's weird.
Yeah,
But maybe not. Maybe
that
that's
might just
just
be...
convenient storytelling.
That might be fucking storytelling right there.
Yeah.
It's just a bunch of Deus Ex Machina.
I love how this comes back around. Like, this is fun.
Oh, this is great.
We knew it, but like it's still funny to see it from the other perspective.
Yeah, and I also love it. He's like, that made so much more sense this time.
Yeah. And they acknowledge how sort of ludicrous it is.
Yeah.
In a way.
Oh, Bill, you fucked it up. Got to dial one number higher. One, apparently, according to the trivia page, one scene that was deleted that might not have ever been seen, I think they might have lost the footage, was apparently they did go to prom with the medieval babes,
Oh,
with the
okay.
princesses.
I think I heard that was supposed to be a thing.
Yeah, so, you know. Who wouldn't want to go to prom with some medieval princesses?
I'd go to prom with a medieval princess.
I mean, me too.
Like now. I mean, why not?
Sure. It's Missy.
I'd also go to prom with Missy.
Well, who can blame you?
What's funny is, like, this entire...
Look at that thigh gap.
Oh, yeah.
But look at that. I mean, it's not really like camel toe, but like, it's just an interesting outfit.
The funny thing is, the entire plot of this movie today could be solved with Google.
Yes.
It's true.
Every bit of it.
Google or just like,
Or just doing their studying.
well, like you could actually like pay. There's like a firedcollegeprofessors.com or something where like out of work college professors will write your papers for you.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
I could totally have just done that. Didn't have to go through time, kidnap people.
Yeah. But they did give an epic presentation, I guess. So.
It's true.
I love that they try to like disguise everyone's identity by being like, this is Dennis
Dave.
Freud.
Dave Beethoven.
This is Socrates Johnson.
But all of that is just for that joke of, this is Abraham Lincoln. Like, they just run out of shit to
Yeah.
say. It's so good.
Yeah, I think this is Dave Beethoven.
Yeah.
No, Genghis Khan. Drink Brondo, not water like out the toilet.
So when he's throwing out the food, is that food that the stepmother made?
I mean,
Billy the Kid, he's just like...
Probably.
That's a good point, though. She didn't seem terribly handy with the food
Yeah.
making.
She's
I don't think that's I don't think that's how she earns her keep.
That's right.
Because it just shows Billy the Kid, and he kind of looks at the camera, and then he dumps the food in the trash. So I'm guessing that's what that's supposed to be.
So this
Here
is
we are at
it.
the mall.
This is for me, this is the highlight of the movie.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
completely.
great, yeah.
Just them them managing everyone off the escalator is like,
Yeah.
so great. So watch out for your rope, dude.
And Billy,
Help
I
me.
guess riding it like a horse.
Yeah.
Is that what he's doing?
Oh yeah. He's a cowboy. That mall's also just badass looking.
Yeah.
Oh man, I hope, and this is what a dumb thing to hope. I hope at some point malls can make a comeback.
Yeah, me too.
Like that mega places like Walmart just fucking die and dry up, and we get a lot of smaller businesses that can all congregate in one place like that
That'd
again.
be great, yeah. It'd be even better if like they're just like, yeah, everyone really likes Stranger Things season 3, so we're just gonna make every fucking mall look like
I
that.
worked in that mall for
Yeah.
years.
Yeah, I did too, in several different places.
How dumb was
the
it
one
not
for
to
me.
like
The two
reopen it as like that style mall? That'd be badass.
Well, the problem is
They destroyed
all the
it,
places that used to be in malls are dead. There's no more
Yeah,
Walmart.
all the
There's no more
businesses
B.
are
Dalton.
dead,
There's
yeah.
no more.
KB Toys.
Yeah, no more KB, no more Circus World. Like,
There might be Orange Julius. I don't
There's
know.
a few Orange Julius's, but
yeah, I
they're
think there's
hanging
one
on
in
like
Sugarloaf Mills,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But yeah, most of those places are dead. Okay, Ryan, you brought up a very good point here.
Oh, just like, because they're doing the classic, like, one guy's playing a ball game, he's on the other side of the fence, and they're talking to him through the other side of the fence.
They're like,
But there's no
4
point.
feet
'cause they-
over.
Yeah, if he just walks 4 feet over, like, yeah. The fence is very short. I just don't get it.
And here we have Waterloo.
The most
Waterloo.
danger- Look at that!
That
God
is horrifying. That kid's getting thrown all over
Yeah.
the place.
How is anyone still alive?
Yeah, I mean, he
Broken
looks like he's going to
bones.
fly off the side.
All right, Arian, you're our head Googleologist
Mm-hmm.
now. What is this actual water park? We need
that
to know.
I will investigate. It will take me uno momento.
But before we get to Napoleon and his strangely transparent bathing gear,
I mean,
I am both shocked and relieved that there wasn't more mushroom presence in this scene.
it's true.
I really
I
thought.
think he had a wiener protector on.
I mean, I'm sure he had something on under this,
Yeah.
but it's still like,
He had a merkin.
woo. No, he didn't have a merkin. That's not what that is.
Isn't that like a pube toupee?
Yeah, that's exactly what that is. No, he had like maybe a dance belt or something, but no.
Rooney Mara had to wear one, and the girl with the dragon tattoo, and our trivia name one week, our trivia team, like right after that movie came out, was Rooney Mara's Merkin, which is still one of my favorites. Alright, I'm looking for information on the water park.
This is great. He just picks this kid up, throws him out of the way. Get out of here, kid.
When the filming began,
But he does give him a little acknowledgement.
Yeah.
so apparently, like, this shoot took a while. Filming began, Keanu Reeves was 22 and Alex Winter was 21.
Whoa!
So it took a couple of years, apparently.
So good. Yeah, it looks like he's like kind of befriending some of the kids.
If you really want
I
to go
love that he's
fast down
having a
this stage.
conversation with this girl, which just means he's shouting at her in French.
In French, yeah, right.
It's so good.
And finally, Bill and Ted are here
Save
take this
Napoleon from fun.
weird little man away.
His bathing cap.
I wonder if the lifeguards are like letting them get in front of the kids and stuff.
I mean,
just
when
'cause-
if you were like a 17-year-old lifeguard at a water park and an insane French
Here we
man
go.
Yeah.
in like a nightgown came out,
So
I don't wanna deal
apparently,
with this.
like, you know what?
apparently
just go.
most of this was shot in Arizona. So, like, the high school was in Arizona, the mall was in Arizona, and the scene where Napoleon slides down the water slides at Waterloo was filmed at the Gulfland/Sunsplash Water Park in Mesa, Arizona.
Ah, well, that wasn't really very enlightening at all,
Yeah.
but now we can put a name to the water slide.
Circle K was in Tempe.
strange things are afoot at the Circle K.
It's true.
So this is awesome. This song, this is the extreme song, right? Because this has got to be Nuno Betancourt on these sweet guitar shreds.
You are correct, sir.
Oh wait, we're not quite there yet because we've got to get to Sigmund Freud's
Yeah.
limp corn
You
dog.
have this weird sex moment.
Let's not think about
dog on a bat.
Let's not think about the fact that Socrates. Well, actually, you know what? Considering lifespans during his era, he might be like 35.
That's true.
Socrates.
Yeah.
And we're just going to assume these girls are 18.
We're from history.
You may call me Siggy.
Now, Sigmund Freud, on the other hand,
He's not
this
good with
guy's
ladies.
just an old pervert.
Yeah. And he's definitely got a phallic symbol.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Pointing at their direction.
Which I didn't, I did not pick up on
When it
that
starts
watching
drooping
this
down,
the first
Yeah.
Like
time.
he does with the ladies, it starts drooping down.
Yeah. See these kids right here. Like it looks like they're getting ready to put a kick me sign
Yeah,
on them or
No,
something.
they do.
Exactly.
Like if you watch later, you'll see Sigmund Freud's got a kick me.
Oh, does he really?
Ah.
when they're
Okay.
going,
Okay.
Maybe
when
that's
he
just a
and
This
I'll
part
point it
is
out.
glorious. With
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he's
Genghis
fantastic.
Khan
Yeah.
and a fucking baseball bat.
and a skateboard and a helmet.
God.
He gets so much time to shine because he gets this and he gets the later on the stage he gets his whole demo with the crazy
Oh, yeah.
halberd thing.
But yeah, I mean, I feel like, look at this scene. Like,
I mean, he is violent.
they had to just be like, just keep rolling. Just keep
Also,
doing it. It's
right
amazing.
there, they do this badass transition where the sound of the bat hitting it matches up with the sound of the light bulb flash. And
Yeah,
it's like just fucking great.
it's almost enough to distract you from the gross
bad mole.
dollop
Yeah.
of pudding on
Yeah.
Abraham Lincoln's
Yeah,
cheek.
yeah.
Okay, now it's song time.
That's right.
Now we're rocking out to
We're
some
supposed
Nuno
to believe that
Bettencourt.
Beethoven would love synthesizers, which I don't believe.
Yeah, I don't believe at all.
Joan of Arc.
Well, but he...
Look,
And
you
yeah,
can't
why
do
would
this.
Joan of Arc be a fucking aerobics instructor?
Why not?
Why not?
She can do whatever she wants.
I...
She
Like,
was
with
touched by God.
this, because Beethoven's deaf, right?
Yes,
So he's
mostly.
feeling all of these different sensations
Okay.
tonally
I could buy that.
that he's never felt. So he's super hyped and excited because all he's ever played is a piano
Yeah.
or maybe a harpsichord every once in a while.
Yeah.
But like these synthesizers are giving him all kinds of new sensations and input that he's never felt. Like this, feels legit to me.
Oh yeah, look.
I think
He's-
he'd be
he's
going,
got
"Oh,
the
you're
kick-
right. He's got the kick me sign." So it's almost like they
He
just
grabbed
cut
that
too
woman's
soon.
titty.
Well, that's okay. It's
Oh, I missed
1988.
That's true. No, like when he's running up there, he literally cupped her boob.
You could grab a titty back then.
Sometimes it's a good way to get a woman out of your way. Just grab her by the titties and just move her over. Just like two handles, you know?
It's called the tit lift.
Yeah.
You just-
Yes. Perform a tit lift. It's fine.
You're over here now.
Yeah.
You and your titties.
Relocate your titties over here. You'll follow.
Yeah, I don't really understand too much why they arrest Beethoven. He's like entertaining them all.
Yeah. They're like, do you want to use this synthesizer? You're under arrest.
Well, I think at some point it becomes clear that he's with all of these rabble-rousers.
Yeah.
So just by association... Well, I don't know. Yeah, you're right. They're just... Well, look, the manager's complaining.
He went
He's-
over his allotted time limit.
Yeah, the manager was complaining.
I-
That guy is a total Karen.
Yeah.
What is he? Yeah, yes. What does he have on his nose?
It's like zinc, like a
Yeah.
buck.
Back in the day, there used to be. It was called. I think it was called Zinca.
It was like colored zinc.
And they had like green and yellow and pink. And
It was a thing for like 10 seconds.
but yeah, I even thought I didn't fall for that one.
Yeah.
I was like, that's dumb. I do not want that.
I love this, the interview of Freud.
Would you like a couch lamp?
That guy's hair is phenomenal.
Poor Dave
Yes.
Beethoven.
Yeah, Beethoven got screwed.
Is it Dave Beethoven or Jeff Beethoven?
Dave.
Is it
Dave.
Dave? Okay.
What did I think he said the first time we watched it? Like beef oven?
Beef oven, which is I think
the
I think-
sexiest, grossest thing ever.
I think one of Trey Parker's bands is called Beef Oven.
Yeah, that looks like silly.
That mole is the worst.
It looks like it is melting off of his face.
I feel like if you peel that off of his face, there's going to be a little image of Snoopy underneath it.
And here's a Doyle with his presentation.
Yes.
And do his high school football rules.
It's computers.
That hair. I had a haircut pretty close to that. Around this time.
Not that bad, but I definitely, multiple times in life, had a mullet. And one time, willingly had a rat tail.
I never had a full, like that what that guy has, that's as close as I got to a mullet. And that's not
He's got a wicked
really...
moose knuckle, too. I didn't realize how tight those pants were.
I'm sure at some point, I wore Cavaricis, so I'm sure at some point I had some serious ball definition going on.
Yeah.
When you can, like, just lift and separate?
Yeah, oof. Not good.
Got one on either
You
side.
see the
Yeah.
ball cleavage?
Yeah, you've got the seam, like you have to place the seam in the middle of the sack. Because you can't put it on one side or the other because there's not enough room.
You're going to military school, Ted, or they'll
He's
make
really
you
concerned
separate your
about not having his
balls.
bags packed. He's just constantly like,
He
"Check your bags
is up his ass
Yeah.
about those
Yeah.
bags. And I feel like this guy probably doesn't own that much stuff anyway.
No. He's wearing the same shit the entire movie.
Plus, like, in
Well, and
military...
even in the next movie.
like, if you're going to military school, like,
Yeah, they're probably going to give you clothes.
you're probably going to have to wear a uniform, and you're probably not going to be allowed to have, like, much, like...
in the way of personal possessions, yeah.
leisure.
Yeah, his bags really don't matter that much. I think his dad's just being a dick.
You think?
I think maybe.
Could be
Possibly.
It's possible.
possible.
He may be a bad guy.
He's definitely an obstacle that they have to overcome
Yes.
throughout the course of the movie several times.
As opposed to the next movie where he is distracted.
It's true.
See, that's another thing I love about Bogus Journey is that there's a lot of sort of callback humor, like the fact that, you know, Missy is with Ted's dad in that one, and like just there's so much continuity wise that's funny to me, which is why I say I have to watch both of them.
That's fair.
Despite the fact that both of the primary actors look about 10 years older. Because Keanu Reeves in Bogus Journey looks like Keanu Reeves. He doesn't look like this kid.
Yeah.
Like he's recognizable as the Keanu we all come to know and love.
Yeah. Whereas
Was
this
it-
one, you're like, look at this young ass kid.
Right.
When did Parenthood come out?
A couple years after this. That Todd.
Yeah.
I love that
Crash
movie.
in the car.
93. I'm going to throw 93 out there. I don't know that it's right, but that's what I'm going to say.
No, I don't want to see
This
it.
is where they just decide, like, okay, for every problem we have, we'll just be like, oh, your future selves fix it.
Yes.
Which, for the purposes of this movie, is fine.
Oh, yeah.
Like, if this was a serious...
Nah, Parenthood was 89.
89?
I was gonna say,
If
like,
this was like,
he looks basically
Wow.
the same. in
Yeah,
both
see, I
movies.
haven't seen Parenthood, and I don't even know how long.
Yeah, I think he even has the same stupid fucking haircut.
There's a lot more
See, I feel
room
like he
here
had a
since
shorter
everybody shaved
haircut
their
in
head.
Parenthood, but I haven't seen it in forever.
Could be.
For some reason, I've always loved that movie. I've seen it like 100 times.
I didn't like it because I thought it was going to be a comedy, and it pissed me off that it wasn't. Like, it has funny parts, but it is not a comedy. It's fucking depressing.
Well, yeah, but that's
Yeah.
life for you.
Oh, I know, but I don't... When I'm 13 years old, I'm not interested in life. I want a funny movie with Steve Martin and Ted. Actually, I should probably go back and watch it now. Because I hated that movie for years. Because it was not Uncle Buck.
You will have a greater appreciation.
Yeah.
Well, obviously.
I'm willing to say.
Believe it or not, I was not a parent in 1989.
I mean, neither was I, but I mean, maybe I was just born an
I just
old
realized
asshole.
that those
I think
cells
I
are
believe that.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think you came out
That's not
looking
normal.
exactly like you look
That-
now,
well,
only
they're-
you
I
were
think they
like
want you to think
16 inches long or whatever.
Yeah,
And you've just grown into this.
grown into this assholery.
Yeah.
So they
Lovable curmudgeonliness.
Yeah. Wild stallions.
yeah, those gel cells are completely wooden.
Oh, they are, aren't they?
Yeah, like super wood if you look at it. I noticed how the doors open. They're very lightweight, like balsa wood or some shit.
And then this trash can Which, huh?
I have. That's a very odd moment. They really shouldn't have. They should have fixed that.
For the listeners,
The keys are fine, but that
I
part,
invite you to explain that scene. And I will, if somebody explains it satisfactorily, I will send you a little something.
Yeah, the trash can falling from the ceiling.
Yeah, explain to me the physics, the setup of that trash can falling on that man's head.
Yeah, and they're also
You
like,
know
on
Oz is
time,
gonna
so why would
explain
they
it.
write?
Because Oz,
Oz doesn't listen to the show.
yeah,
Oz doesn't know how to use podcasts.
I don't have podcasts.
that I believe. That I 110% believe. He could build that trash can trap in probably
100%.
12 minutes.
And make it believable.
But listen
he
to a
cannot-
podcast,
no.
you know?
No.
Oh, Oz.
I don't have online.
I don't have your AOLs. I don't understand your odd future.
Do we record this on the Twitter?
Could you send me the podcast like on a CD?
Do I need to sign into my VCR? Oz, if you do listen, I'm sorry.
We love you.
We
I love
do
you very much.
you.
Kroll still sucks.
Kroll
Kroll definitely still sucks.
But you're still my BFF forever.
Obligatory Kroll sucks
Yeah,
for this
get
episode.
that out there.
Because Kroll sucks.
Look how charming this Billy the Kid is.
Yeah, he's
Look at this
great.
guy.
Yeah? So,
Even when
yeah,
he's-
I'm actually Billy the Kid, motherfuckers.
Yeah, when he's firing weapons in a
In the
school.
high school auditorium. Generally frowned upon in America.
Yeah,
Well, this is pre-school shootings.
pre-Columbine.
So, you know, it was a younger, simpler age.
It's true.
I mean, I still don't think you could go around firing guns in the school. But
No, we had, they'd have the anti-drug stuff, and the guy would bring out the shotgun and, just fire it into the ceiling of the gym. It was a thing. Then they
Listen up.
then they do some tumbling and blow up some balloons, and we'd all go back to class.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, school's
That
very
was-
different for me.
Oh, that's, you
I remember
came of age in a different time, right?
a friend of mine had one of those school anti-drug things that the whole school would meet in the gymnasium,
Yeah.
and you'd watch some presentation from
Deputy Dog.
Life
there,
Plus
they're,
or some weird little
present
group.
it, and it's like,
And they had a Spider-Man for one of them, but apparently the guy was just going commando. And he said the whole time he couldn't do anything but stare at Spider-Man's dick.
you. I think they finally pronounced his name right.
Yeah, they did. Soccer.
Spider-Man?
They finally, no, yeah.
Spider-Man.
My favorite
Spider-Man.
historical figure.
Man.
Whatever a Spider-Man does.
Yeah, they finally say Socrates.
They're learning and growing.
Yeah, I mean, they pull off the presentation. Apparently it's really long, but...
Yeah, and they do a really good job with it because it's not just all the historical people going up and speaking. Like, they are showing a comprehension of everything. Like, it's not just some bullshit. They actually are following through,
Yeah.
which I appreciate.
Yeah, I mean, I think they were the last ones. So they, it's like playing a show. Like, if we're the last band, we can play as long as we want. So it's that kind of mentality. They're the last presentation, they can go as long as they want.
I would, though, like to talk to Ed Solomon. Isn't that kind of the main guy behind all of this?
Yeah.
I would like to ask him, if you had to commit to it on paper, how long did this presentation go?
Yeah.
Because we're looking, I'm going to say at least 3 hours.
I don't think it's that long. I think they gave each historical figure probably like a 10 or 15 minute block.
Dude, that's like 3 hours.
Yeah, shit, I guess you're right.
If it's 15 minutes, it's 3 hours. If it's 10 minutes, it's closer to 2.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, that would be pretty long.
But then you've got, your interstitials, your intros,
Yeah.
you're putting...
Dude, Ted's psych evaluation alone was probably an hour.
Yeah, because they're breaking down his whole,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then there's a pudding break.
Right?
Established.
And this, they got to set all these little guys up, and I'll tell you right now, they knocked him down at least twice while they were trying to do all that.
Oh, yeah.
This is an hour.
Damn, you're right. I think Lincoln's is probably the shortest.
Yeah, because I think his is the only one where we actually see the
like,
whole
real
thing
time.
in one
Yeah.
shot. Yeah, real time. Thank you. That's the phrase I was looking for, and it wasn't coming to me.
Yeah.
Slippery when wet.
Bon Jovi.
Timely reference. I remember, here's a little Bon Jovi anecdote.
I want a sword fight with Jane Weaveland.
And I believe it was 5th grade. There was this guy, Mike something. I don't remember his last name.
Hunt?
Who was definitely not Mike Hunt.
Has anybody seen Mike Hunt?
Not me.
I'm trying to
Porky's.
fill...
It's a Porky's reference.
Guys, can someone please fill my cunt?
So this guy Mike was like a cool guy. Like, he listened to cool music or whatever, and he was the guy listening to Bon Jovi. So I was like, well, cool Mike listens to Bon Jovi. So the next year, going back to class, I remember telling him, like, running into this guy and seeing him and being like, oh, I'm going to talk to him about Bon Jovi so I can be cool too. And I was like, hey, I got that Bon Jovi album. And he was like, Bon Jovi sucks. I listened to Whitesnake. And, like, walked off.
Damn.
Whoa, you get fucking told.
All the time. All the time. Nothing but sick burns my whole life.
And then you're like, I know I can hunt, but can Mike hunt?
Jesus
No.
Christ.
Yikes.
But
Way to kill it, Ryan.
Sorry, God. It wasn't that bad. It was just as bad as all the other Mike hunts.
We were all just taken in by the power of this man's performance
the gravitas.
He's a
as
good
Abraham Lincoln. He's the Lincoln. This is, when I think of Abraham Lincoln, this is what I picture.
Yes.
This
Actually,
guy.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think all of my historical references of people that
Or
are...
this.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
I know. I hope this movie is somewhat historically accurate because
Probably
it really
not at
formed
all.
my idea of a lot of periods of history.
Yeah, Napoleon for sure.
Yes.
If I think about Napoleon, it's definitely from this movie.
I actually read somewhere that he wasn't really that short. In actuality, he was a little bit short, but not really.
I don't want to believe that.
No, that sounds like nonsense to me.
That's some liberal bullshit.
That's some horse pucky. That's fake news.
Yeah.
You got that off of Breitbart.
I don't even know what that is.
I don't either.
Isn't Breitbart a
Yeah,
conservative
it's-
conspiracy site or
It's
something?
not really a conservative conspiracy site, but it's definitely a.
I thought it was like an MK Ultra thing. Like,
If you ask like your racist uncle, it's the most reliable news source in the world. I'll just put it that way.
So everybody I work with probably gets all their information from
Probably so. That's why they don't
Work
wear
at a
their masks.
racist uncle
there.
factory.
Dude, 100%, yes. They do not believe in the coronavirus. Like, literally, just...
It's not at all.
Oh, gosh.
Fun times.
Ugh. So they've changed clothes, which is really weird because in the second movie they're wearing what they were wearing earlier in this movie.
Yeah, which, I mean, those outfits, like the little black vests and everything, and like all that's like kind of like iconic with what I think of as Bill and Ted.
Yeah.
Like when you go to the Bill and Ted live show at Universal, that's what they're wearing.
Well, either that or the tan trench coats.
Yeah.
yeah, which is so bizarre.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, I think that may be another thing that like I kind of wish with the new movie. I know it's years and years later, but it's like, yeah, put them in the black vest again. Did anyone see the Bill and Ted show at Universal?
No.
Me.
No.
Okay.
But only because I went with you.
But I've never been to Universal.
That would make it hard to see it.
When was that active?
For like, I mean, it was
A
like
long time.
10 years or something.
It just stopped within the last 2 years.
Yeah, but they only did it over October, like every year.
Yeah.
Oh, it wasn't a year-round thing?
Yeah, because it's like Bill and
yeah,
Ted's like, or it's September and October is like Bill and Ted's like Halloween.
Oh, yeah, I've never been to Universal in October.
But yeah, it was a lot of fun. It's very nostalgic and like really cool. Like the actor's really good. But apparently, in some of the shows, especially some of the earlier ones, people would dig up some clips, and kind of like this movie a little bit. There was some questionable like insults, F words, maybe,
Right. Stuff
like
that
that
at
just
the
didn't
time.
age well, yeah.
Right.
So they got rid of it for that. They didn't say it.
They got rid of it instead of just maybe.
Just making it better.
Yeah.
I know.
Far too much
I believe that was the reason they got rid of it. Because some people, like, there's like a big, like, Vice article about it or something, and they're just like, yeah, we're just going to stop doing this.
That's bizarre.
Yeah,
like, why not just rework it?
It's like, yeah, I don't know. Fucking people, just change it. Make it not offensive.
Yeah.
Make it offensive in new, awesome ways.
Yeah.
Make fun of the furries.
Make it offensive in ways that people 20 years from now will be horrified at.
Yeah. Well, that's like everything. That's why, like, I don't get too.
Oh my God, you're breathing and massacring millions of germs.
Yeah. Like, I don't get mad about like a movie from 20 years ago.
No, you can't
Yeah.
judge something outside of the time in which it occurred. These guitars are so lame, and even back then, I didn't think they looked cool.
No, they look like Guitar Hero guitars, like from the game.
They're like shitty flying V's with no.
They just don't make any sense to me.
Yeah.
They look dumb.
They
Yeah, it's like no
stupid.
headstock on them. It's like very.
They look unfinished or broken.
I know that that's like a style of guitar, but it's dumb.
It's a dumb style.
But I'm guessing it's supposed to be like these are guitars from the future.
Right.
The
Yeah.
best they could think of. Clearly not him playing because they keep cutting to some hands that aren't his.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But he is making good faces.
Oh yeah,
He is making a good face. He's either playing guitar or getting a blowjob. One of the two.
Maybe both.
Yeah.
I mean,
It is hilarious though that like the whole thing is that they're in a band and like they don't know how to play instruments at all. And like I remember like I kind of had forgotten the end of this, so I'm like when we were just watching it earlier, they were like, "Oh, cool, let's jam," and I'm like, "Well, how are they going to jam? They don't know how to play," and then they're just
And then they don't.
Yeah, like
terrible.
oh god,
Well, and I think one thing the new movie has to deliver
is a song.
is that, they've got to learn, because at the end of the second movie,
They played God Gave Rock and Roll to you.
right,
Yeah,
like, they got to do something.
yep.
So I think we need to see the fully formed
Wild
Wild Style. I was going to say Bill and Ted band.
the
Bill and Ted band.
I've been up a long time, you guys. I woke up really early this morning to go look for G.I. Joe figures. All right, so Terry Camilleri as Napoleon, star of the movie, obviously. This movie's just freaking awesome.
It kicks ass.
I think everybody all around can pretty much agree with that.
Fun times. It's good. It's still a feel good movie.
Yeah.
Feel good hit of whichever year you watch it.
Now, having watched it again, what do you guys want to... not right now, but you guys want to watch Bogus Journey? You want to revisit that?
Yeah,
Yeah, we'll
I-
definitely watch that probably within the next week.
Yeah.
Whenever we have some free time.
I definitely want to watch it again.
I'm really interested to check out the animated series, seeing that, at least a little bit, it's this cast doing the voices. That's very interesting to me.
Yeah.
Because that, even back then, with, actors that weren't necessarily names, rarely did they make the transition from the TV show or the film to the animated series. That did not happen a lot.
It's not like you had the Ghostbusters cast.
Right,
on the
right.
Ghostbusters
You definitely did.
Yeah.
Although you did have, I can't remember his name right now, but the guy that did Garfield's voice did
Bill Murray?
Venkman's voice.
Venkman, yeah.
And then Bill Murray later on went on to voice Garfield.
Yeah, it's really a weird
because,
situation.
because he thought it was being directed by one of the Coen brothers.
Is that true?
Yes.
Wow.
I mean, that's the reason he gives.
I don't know that I buy that. I think the reason is money.
It's possible.
But,
that's why David Cross did one of the Garfield or did
Chipmunks.
did
Did all of the Alvin and the Chipmunks movies. That guy, look, David Cross is fucking hilarious.
Yes.
I like that guy, but he needs to be a little more sincere about some things. Like, he's a Hollywood guy. He can't act like he's not.
Oh,
'Cause
like
he
his most recent stand-up specials, he's been like, yeah.
Oh, is he honest about it
Oh
now?
no, he's totally like, yeah, like I sold out to do Alvin and the Chipmunks. I'm not gonna lie to you.
And Scary Movie 2, and every piece of shit movie he's done a guest bit in. But anyway, we're not talking about David Cross. We're talking about Bill and Ted, which is awesome. You guys, thank you for sitting down, watching Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Next month,
Party on, Wayne.
Party on,
Garth.
Arian.
No, we're not watching Wayne's World next month.
No.
We'll watch that eventually.
Next month, we're watching whatever Arian's anal pick is.
Yes,
Oh,
we're gonna
God,
watch.
he's gonna pick it with his butthole?
We're gonna watch Sallow or the 120 Days of Sodom.
Oh, I have that on
Yikes.
DVD.
We're not actually.
I
gonna
think
watch it.
I think I already know. We already know what we're watching, right?
Yeah, we
Okay,
know what
okay.
we're watching.
Good.
Which,
All right.
which is nothing too weird.
Thanks for listening, everybody.
It is subtitled.
Be
Subscribe.
excellent to each other.
Be excellent to each
And
other.
party on,
Party
dudes.
Party on, dudes.
There you go.
You gotta end it.
Party
And-
on, Dino De Laurentiis.
Scene.
Gotta end it like that.
I hope that lifted everybody up. I hope you had a great time listening and thinking about your own memories and sharing our memories of this awesome movie. And the fact that it did hold up, a few uncomfortable, untimely jokes aside. Which, what are you going to do? It was 1989, 8, 9. I can't remember now what we said it was. We recorded this like 2 weeks ago or something. Okay, so join the Needless Things Podcast Facebook group. Answer the 3 questions. Follow Needless Things Podcast on Instagram. Follow along with Needless Con, which are our other episodes throughout the month where we sort of simulate panels that would have happened at Dragon Con. And also, there are, I think I can say this, we have 3 panels for the Dragon Con American Sci-Fi Classics track that are going to happen sometime, soon, very soon. You'll hear about it, as long as you're following the Needless Things podcast in all the appropriate places, and all of the Needless Things Irregulars as well. Let's see, what else is happening? G.I. Joe, Audible Interlude, a G.I. Joe podcast, is every first Monday of the month. I said that as awkwardly as possible. The first Monday of every month, a new episode. We will be doing a Dragon Con panel version of that show as well. So if you haven't been checking it out, you can sample a little less dork-centric version, like a G.I. Joe light, if you will, and get a sampling of our personalities. So check it all out. I love you guys.
Thank you for listening to the Needless Things podcast. You're the best. You can find the show on iTunes, Stitcher, Downcast, or in the ears of a Trader Vic's employee. Love you. Mean it. Uh-huh.